So what makes a game unforgettable? Some games never really leave you. Most of us sometimes even forget movies or TV shows. Sometimes we also forget, a lot of games we played recently. But there are some of those. It doesn't matter if it's a new or old game, that is still remain with us. The ones maybe in particular, or just few of them, they stay with us for years, even forever. It's not, I think, because they had the best graphic, not because they sold million, not because everyone were talking about online and they say, hey, this is a masterpiece. But it's because they became part of our lives somehow. And honestly, I think that is something that people outside gaming don't fully understand. For a gaming studio, I think that games shouldn't be just product for them. They should be memories, places, something that should cover a period of our life. And let me talk to you now as someone who both play games, not obsessively anymore, just like it was before, and just create also game. And then I've been thinking a lot about this question. I just wanna, let's dive today doing this video in what for me makes a game unforgettable. I mean, I'm gonna try to share some experience. I'm gonna try to share some opinions, just my vision probably, or part of my vision. Just let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with something that I'm gonna say in this video, and what's the game that you can't forget. Now, let's jump to the next part of the video. It was never just about graphic. And trust me, it's strange for me, and I think even hard for me to say this, because since I was a baby, when I just came across the 16-bit game graphics, I'm talking about Amiga in particular, or even arcade games at the playrooms, I've got fascinated from the computer graphic in general. It doesn't matter about 2D or 3D, because primarily computer graphic at that time was 2D. Many of you are going to talk about pixel art nowadays. For us at that time, yeah, it is still pixel art. It is something really artistic sometimes, but for my generation and then the previous generation at that time was basically just, low resolution screens and graphic as well. In any case, why I'm gonna say it is not just about graphic. I think one of the biggest misconception in gaming is that realism automatically creates emotional impact. I was talking about that also in another video here on my channel. Don't get me wrong, as a digital artist and game developer, stunning graphic, especially hyper detailed graphic, can give an enormous contribution in creating realism. Based on that, some of the most photorealistic games will always be the most memorable games. In the practice, it is not. I mean, not always the best games with next-gen graphic should always be the most super memorable game. Older games with limited technology still feel more alive than some modern biggest AAA next-gen graphic games. I'm gonna say that even those games They looks very nice, but of course nothing compared to a super AAA game with the best NVIDIA graphic and made in Unreal Engine or Unity 6 or the best engine on the market. So why? As I said, I'm talking as a gamer now because we don't remember how many polygons have been these games, this scene has been created with. We don't remember if that game has 8K resolution texture instead that 2K resolution texture. We just remember, creepy hallway, rainy city, amazing soundtrack, spending time at late night solving a puzzle or just exploring or discovering something or trying to survive or completing a task or a quest. That is what stays in our brain. And I think developers sometimes used to forget these. Technology matters, of course, graphics matters, presentation matters, perfections matters, details matters, but emotion are what creates memory. A game becomes unforgettable when it leaves emotional fingerprint on the player. Gameplay is probably the most personal part of gaming. It's something you feel through your hands, your keyboard, your mouse, your pad. And unforgettable games usually have gameplay that create identity, gameplay that make the game pleasant. What I mean is that some games just feel different immediately as soon as you start playing. The movement, the combat, the tension, the wave, the rhythm. You remember the feeling of surviving with low health, landing a difficult shot, escaping something terrifying, mastering mechanics, after hours, trying to, exploring, getting new tasks you have to follow, you have to solve, and then you want to solve. So that's powerful. And from a developer perspective, gameplay is basically a conversation between creators and the player.
Checkpoint.
Players know when a game has a soul. Modern gamers are way smarter than the industry gives them credit for. We can feel when something is made with passion, and we can also feel when something is designed mostly around engagement metrics and monetization. Working in a small studio, I understand business realities. Game development, especially nowadays, is insanely expensive, and try to compete with lower budget, with amazing superlative AAA games out there, wow, is struggling twice. Then studios, I know, understand they have pressure, deadlines, publisher, they have risk. They don't want to risk, yeah, exactly. Just let me tell you a bit more about that, especially big studios. They don't want to, trying something new. They just want to following certain rules that they are sure that works. Because everybody out there are playing those kind of games, are playing following those mechanics. So basically, it's okay, it works. Producing, titles, basically games that are successful for a certain point. A lot of people after playing them, but after a month, 2, 3, 6 months, gamers want to go over and then think about other games. They don't care so much about that game anymore. They play it, and that's it. That's all. Nothing more than this. Based on the market and based on the people out there, we reached a point where many players are exhausted. Not because they hate games, actually the opposite. They love games so much that is hard seeing experiences designed more around retention than emotions. And I think this is where developers and gamers need to reconnect again, because most developers are gamer too. Most people making games today, playing late at night, being obsessed with worlds, playing with friends, falling in love with soundtrack or specific part of the game, getting emotionally attached to fictional places. Connection matters. Yes, sometimes the times matters more than the game. I think this part is really important. Sometimes a game becomes unforgettable because of when you play it. Maybe you played it during childhood, during a difficult time, during summer vacation, during a lonely period, during Christmas time, with friends you don't even talk to anymore, and somehow the game absorbs those emotions and gives them back to you. And as I been working even for other companies, big companies, but I, as a small developer now, the idea that games are more than entertainment is what basically move us every day in doing what we do. Without even realizing it, developers have become part of someone's memories. That's a huge responsibility. We love it. We know that we can fail. Let me tell you, more than even a big company, we know we can fail, but we try. We have to, we want to, and no matter about what the market says, we want to try to, create games we love. And doing this, yeah, this is an incredible privilege for us. Players remember meaning, not numbers. I can even understand the industry because they have a lot of expenses, and of course they want to get the money back, so getting the return of investment and start making money. Clear, true, I understand. That's really sad. The industry keeps chasing bigger and bigger experiences, bigger maps, bigger budgets, bigger marketing campaigns to succeed, bigger graphics. But when you ask players about games they truly love, it's where then they answer something like, the size of the game or the company size or something related to the company. I mean, yeah, it works, but players don't care so much about it. They want to talk about atmosphere, identity, personality, emotion, mystery, risk, sometimes even imperfections, because imperfection can make a game feel human. And I think a lot of players today are craving authenticity again, not games designed by committee, but games designed for them. Um, Let me tell you this: the market normally tends to treat people like numbers. At the end of the day, players won't remember how expensive a game was to make. To be honest, they don't care about it. Even in my case, I don't even care about, hey, do you know what? We spent £100 million to produce this game. That's okay. For me, it cost me 60 quid, or if you are in the United States or around the world, 60 bucks, okay? It's nothing more. And then you say, that's okay. I think it should be, I've been watching the trailer, I've been talking about it. I think it should be, wow, let me try it. I want to play it. Having a look at the previous experience, so all the marketing campaigns and everything, I think is something that it might be enjoyable, memorable. But to be honest, I don't want to know about how much the company has spent in making that game. I just want to see a great game. I can figure out, I can imagine that if a company spent a lot of money in the making it, probably it's because there's best graphics behind, best artists. It's a good job made by a talented people. No matter if a game has been made by the biggest company or a solo developer, would I really care about a game is a mission finished at 2 a.m. in the night, a place that I explored while playing that game, the soundtrack, the feeling of discovery, the moment of that I shared with my friends, laughing online or even in person, or feeling of being completely immersed in another world, even for a little while. And that's why games are special. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, now I'd like to know your opinion. I just want to know, and then write it in the comment below. Of course, if you have a game that you can't forget, I think, and I hope, and I think even more than one. And yes, thank you so much to be with me until now, and see you next time in the next video. Much love, happy playing. Thank you, bye.